does it mean to wear a mask? In life, we all put on faces to hide our true feelings, whether it's grief, guilt, or fear. This is what Oshinoko, aka My Star, second season explores so powerfully in its opening episodes. From Aqua's haunting trauma to Ruby's quiet resilience, the story plunges us into a world where the masks people wear are as important as the truths they hide. Aqua is a character who carries the weight of two lives. His grief isn't just sadness, it's a driving force, a shadow that controls his every action. Watching his interactions with Akane, we see a man who is detached, not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels too much. This struck me personally as it reminded me of times when pain became a shield to keep others out. But Aqua's grief is also fascinating in how it mirrors his quest for revenge. It's like a chain, binding him to the past but also pulling him forward. It raises the question, can revenge ever truly set us free? If Aqua is the shadow, Ruby is the light. Her journey is one of resilience, fighting to shine in a world that often dims her spark. What I loved about these episodes is how Ruby's character is subtly layered. She's not just hopeful, she's hopeful in spite of her pain. It's a quiet reminder that the hope isn't about ignoring the dark, it's about finding a way to light it up. Her interactions with Aqua highlights this duality, where he is guarded, she's open, where he isolates, she connects, and yet their shared past ties them together in a way that's both beautiful and tragic. One thing that stood out in these episodes was the anime's depiction of the acting world. From the dynamics between screenwriters and authors to these intense emotional preparation actors go through. It felt like a behind the scenes peek into a world I could connect with, having worked and still working to some extent in theater backstage. I loved how the story captured both the glamour and the grit of the industry. These episodes remind us that grief and hope aren't opposites, they are two sides of the same coin. Aqua and Ruby embody this perfectly. Together they show us how our pain and our dreams can coexist, shaping us into who we are. It's a message that resonates deeply, especially in a world where it often feels like we are expected to choose one or the other. So, what do we do with our masks? Do we keep them on, protecting ourselves but hiding who we are? Or do we take them off, risking vulnerability for the chance at connection? That's the question these episodes leave us with, and it's one I'll be thinking about long after the credits roll. What would you do if your darkest thoughts were laid bare for the world to see? These episodes take us deep into the theater of emotions, where the characters' truths begin to emerge and their masks start to crack. Aqua's haunted past, Akane's quiet strength, and Ruby's determination all collide in a performance that blurs the lines between acting and reality. Aqua's journey takes an even darker turn in these episodes, and it's impossible to look away. His confession to Akane that his acting is a means to an end, a way to kill someone, creates a moment so chilling it's hard to breathe. It reminded me of how we sometimes use our goals as shields, pushing people away because letting them in feels like a betrayal of the pain we are carrying. What stood out most is Akane's response. Her willingness to bear Aqua's burden alongside him. It's unsettling and beautiful, like two people standing on the edge of a cliff, daring each other to jump. This dynamic adds layers to their relationship, raising the question, can shared pain ever truly bring people closer? These episodes masterfully blend the art of acting with the characters' real emotions. Aqua's past trauma, Akane's obsessive devotion, and Ruby's growing understanding of her brother's struggle all play out like a stage production within the anime. It's a reminder of how art imitates life and sometimes how life imitates art. One moment that struck me was Akane's advice to Aqua about emotional acting. Imagining his mother's death, this scene hit hard, not just because of Aqua's visible PTSD, but because it highlights the raw, often painful process of creating something authentic. As someone who's worked backstage in theater, I could feel the weight of that moment. The demand for vulnerability and the unspoken cost of baring your soul for the audience. While Aqua battles his demons, Ruby's character continues to shine as a beacon of resilience. These episodes show her grappling with the complexities of her relationship with Aqua, both as a sibling and as someone who shares a deeply intertwined past with him. Her scenes add much needed balance to the story, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, there is always room for light. What I loved most about Ruby's development is how her hope isn't blind optimism. It's a deliberate choice to keep moving forward. It's the kind of strength that resonates, especially when the world feels heavy. In a way, Ruby represents the possibility of healing, even when the scars remain. These episodes left me thinking about the parallels between acting and real life. We all perform, don't we? We wear masks, deliver lines, and play roles to fit into the worlds we inhabit. For Aqua, acting is both a weapon and a shield, a way to channel his pain into something productive, even if it's destructive. For Ruby, life is the stage where she fights to rewrite her narrative. And for Akane, performance is a way to connect, even when it blurs the line between love and obsession. It's a powerful reminder that the stories we tell, both to others and to ourselves, are shaped by the wounds we carry. At the end of these episodes, the question lingers: who are we when we are not performing? When the masks come off, are we stronger for what we've hidden or weaker for what we have lost? Aqua, Ruby, and Akane each show us different answers, and their journeys remind us that sometimes the most honest performance is the one we give to ourselves. What happens when the truth we've been chasing turns out to be a burden too heavy to carry? In these final episodes, the characters confront the consequences of their choices, revealing how the pursuit of truth, justice, or even love comes with a cost. Aqua, Ruby, and Akane each grapple with their own revelations, and it's in these moments that the story delivers some of its most powerful punches. For Aqua, discovering the truth about his father should have been liberating, but instead, it leaves him untethered, as though the very purpose driving him has disappeared. This struck me as painfully real, how sometimes achieving what we fought so hard for doesn't bring the closure we expect. Instead, it leaves us asking, what now? The scene where Aqua shares his struggles with Akane, finally opening up about his revenge, is beautifully layered. On the surface, it feels like a moment of connection, but underneath, there is a quiet tragedy. A realization that even in his moments of vulnerability, Aqua remains emotionally distant. It's a reminder of how the walls we build to protect ourselves can also trap us. While Aqua struggles with letting go of his past, Ruby's journey takes a different direction. Her discovery of Aqua's previous life and the remnants of their shared history is heart-wrenching. The final episodes highlight how her dreams, her determination to shine like I are both a tribute and a burden. Ruby isn't just chasing her own future, she's carrying the weight of a legacy she didn't choose in the end. What stood out most is how the anime contrasts Aqua's detachment with Ruby's emotional intensity. While Aqua pushes people away, Ruby pulls them closer, even if it means risking her own heart. It's a testament to the strength of vulnerability, a theme that resonates deeply in these episodes. Akane's role in these episodes is both subtle and profound. She's the quiet anchor in Aqua's storm, offering support without demanding anything in return. But what makes her character so compelling is her understanding of Aqua's pain. She doesn't try to fix him or pull him out of his darkness. Instead, she stands beside him, offering her presence as a kind of silent strength. The moment where Akane pieces together Aqua's history, yet chooses not to confront him, speaks volumes. It's an act of respect and love, showing how sometimes the best way to help someone is simply to be there, even when they are not ready to share everything. These final episodes left me reflecting on the nature of truth. Aqua's story shows us how truth can feel like both a weapon and a wound, something we seek to wield, only to find it cuts deeper than we expected. Ruby's journey, on the other hand, reminds us that the stories we tell ourselves can be just as powerful as the ones rooted in reality. Whether it's a dream, a legacy, or a promise, these stories shape who we are. What I loved most is how the anime doesn't present a simple answer. Instead, it asks, what matters more, the truth itself or what we do with it? As the season comes to a close, we are left with a question that lingers long after the credits roll. What do we do when the truth we've been chasing isn't what we hoped for? For Aqua, Ruby, and Akane, the answer isn't clear. But maybe that's the point. Life, like their stories, isn't about finding simple resolutions. It's about learning to live with the truths we uncover. If the season teaches us anything, it's that our past shapes us. But it doesn't define us. Aqua's grief, Ruby's hope, and Akane's love all remind us that the choices we make, the truths we accept or deny, are what ultimately carve our paths forward. So, what about you? What's a truth you've faced that changed you? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories, and also, of course, let me know what you've thought about Oshinoko's second season. I think it was a very good follow-up for season 1. I'm very happy I watched it. It took me some time, let's say, to finish it and also to record this, but I'm really happy I ended up watching it. And one of the next things I have in store for you is, I think, Love is Indivisible by Twins, and I'm currently catching up with Blue Box. So these are, I guess, my top 2 things I want to do next. When will that be? Well, you know me, I have no idea. We will see. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider supporting me with like and sub. It will help immensely to grow the channel, and I'll be really grateful to you. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.